I know I still got the crossword screen up. Don't yell at me, guys. I'll be a good streamer, I promise. Um, let's see. 37 across is what? High. I'm. Wait, what? Wait. I am. Okay, I don't know about that one. That was weird. Hi, Ma. I'm up. We'll come back to it. And then 46 across is Tahoe. Shit, let me find 46 across. There, I got it. Boom. Rich. Yeah, let me get the second auto on you. That was kind of silly, but I missed my first CS. Why do you want to push into me so bad, bro? Thunder. Recent unranked. It feels better than like the matches I get normally on a daily, like the standard matches that I play. But like, man, sometimes the matches can really fucking stink. That's for sure. In ranked, it got me down over the weekend. That was pretty sad. He really wants to trade with me, like really bad. But he's taking like really bad trades.
An allied tower is under attack. Caught you.
He panicked. I didn't have mana. I wanted mana so bad. I guess, bro. I'm gonna back. That's pushing into me.
The path ahead seems long. I think of the smiles of home.
I guess, man. It's fine. Whatever. You mind going teacher mode for offlane? Oh, shit. Sorry, I should have went teacher mode sooner, but I'll try sloth. Let me focus up. Show's gonna be trolling. Yeah, so I got that kill there because that guy was laning poorly. And then I saw that the wave's pushing in my favor, so he's gonna lose farm while it's gonna keep pushing into me, so I have an opportunity to recall. And like, look, I might have missed a few creeps, but oh, also, he's losing a lot of farm. Let me see if I can contest. He doesn't have good burst, but I do, so I could try to steal this from him like that. And he's still losing farm, so like he's kind of fucked. I take the flower so that way he can't use it later, and I can get to break distance even more. So as you see, he lost an entire wave because I had a freeze going, and he contested the sign buff. I knew that I could steal the sign buff from him because it's a Greystone. Greystone has no burst, right? Kwang does have burst. So like if you're a character with burst versus a character with no burst, sign buff contests are very easy because they just can't secure, right? So now this guy's like super far behind. He is missing, so I should ping missing so my teammates understand. But what I want to do now is I want to generate a slow push. So what my plan is now is I just want to slow push this wave so I could deny as much XP from him as humanly possible. And honestly too, if he makes mistakes here, I can also just poke him down and try to set up for a kill as I walk up the lane with him anyway. So like I'm just going to keep taking some trades. You don't want to like really go for an all-in. Like right here I can go for some poke here as well. I got his passive. So I'm just gonna walk him down. He's taking a really bad trade. So he walked and I saw that he got a river buff, so he sacrificed a lot of minions for one river buff. Right. I also know he has no jump. His jump cooldown is kind of long too, so if he steps back up, then I know, right, he stepped back up. I go for tether again, just go for the same trade again. Now he has to flash because he shouldn't have jump. And there's his flash. And I'm not going to flash after him either because I'm just going to stay with the minion wave. But now, now what I can do is I can get this minion wave into the tower. And if he stays, then he dies, right? If he doesn't stay, then he's kind of screwed. And I'm just going to, like, I'm going to push it faster so it can get into the tower faster. So that way he loses more minions sooner. Now I haven't had to use any pots. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pop a pot so that way I'm going to regen faster. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to recall to base. I'm going to buy my 2 tier 2s when I get there. Get some mana back. Now I'm just going to run back to lane. I had a really big crash. So what I'm hoping I can do now is I come back to lane. I have wave pushing back into me. So that way I can go ahead and I can just set up another slow push, right? So like I have a really big lead on this guy. So I can legit just continue to pressure the tower with minions. I want to keep the tower up as long as I can. Because what's nice about the tower is a minion denier tool, right? Like people think, you know, they want to get the tower down as soon as possible. Not necessarily good, because the longer you have the tower up, the longer you have a tool that you can use to deny gold and XP from your lane opponent, which is really nice. And like I have level 6 on this guy, so once again I'm just gonna take a trade. Like I do see that I have a big wave here, but I can use the fog wall like I just did to drop the minion aggro, so that way I don't really tank the minions that much. I did see that the Greystone, so the wave's pushing into me. He's gonna lose cannon. He went to go get a river buff. He loses cannon, which is really bad for him, right? Not only does he lose the gold, he loses the XP. He did hit level 6 though, so now I have to be wary of that, and he has a gray buff too, so I gotta keep that in mind when I'm taking my trades. It's gonna be pretty fast, but he walks into my knockup anyway. He's gonna try to trade me. I'm just gonna ult for the extra damage and the passive stacks. He's gonna have to ult now, and I'm gonna try to walk out of it. I walk out of it, I don't take any damage. I have another charge of passive. He's just gonna keep trading into me. He still can't win the trades. We also know he has no flash, right? Because he used flash earlier. I'm gonna keep popping my pots so that way I can keep my health up. This wave is going to push into him, right? So if I do see him recall, I'm probably just gonna look to like hard shove this wave, which means I want to dump all my abilities into it and walk over to the sign buff. He did walk into the fog wall, so I don't know where he's at right now. He has no ult, no flash, very low HP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep last hitting, keep regenerating my mana. The second this next wave meets, I'm going to push it really hard, and then I'm going to go for the sign buff. I'm assuming that he recalled out of vision. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to shove this really hard. He can catch it as tower line if he does. I mean, that's fine. I can try to break the freeze. I should be able to break the freeze if he does. Normally you don't want to use your E whenever you're kind of in a spot where you can die. Like right now I can because I have pretty low mana. But I know I'm strong. I don't really predict I'm going to get ganked. And the Greystone does have to pay attention to the wave that he has crashing under his tower. So now I'm going to reset. I get my item. I'm also going to go, probably not Tainted Guard. I'll actually go Fist of Riz this game. I don't really care about the healing from his ultimate. So I'm not going to go Tainted Guard. I want Fist of Riz because it gives me good push power, because it has bonus damage to minions, 30% increased damage, makes it easy to one-shot the waves. I also get the passive for healing with trades. So my trades with him have already been going well. My trades with him are just going to go even better now. Full Elfrost stun means insane mana regen, right? I'm regenerating about 7 mana per second. I get the passive proc, the Spell Slasher, which is really nice. Help me clear the wave, it'll help me poke him down too. You always want to auto, but whenever you take a trade with the Greystone, because his passive, right? Like you want to be able to hit your passive auto on him, but his passive is going to block your passive auto. So if you auto him one time, it'll drop his passive, so that way you're able to, like his passive's back up because his shield is glowing. Oh shit, enemy missing left. He's probably going to go mid for this fight, so what I want to do is wait till the waves meet, and I'm going to dump my whole kit into this wave, like I did last time. I will be there late, but I'm going to try to show up for any cleanups. And then get my cannon. It is kind of greedy, right? Like I could have just immediately rotated to this, so I'm going to be late. I do see the Fae. I'm going to flash for her, she dies. And then I'm going to look and turn and see if I can clean up anything else in this fight. It might be a little hard because my teammates are dying, but my Murdoch is here. So I can play the game with my Murdoch. I'm looking at maybe this Kwang here. I do catch the Kwang, he's dead. I'm gonna ult this guy. I do have to be really careful though, because the Grim is here. And Grim is gonna do a lot of damage to me. I'm gonna walk in here. I'm gonna dash. I have to try to juke the hook. And I juke the hook. I throw tether. I do hit tether, but we don't have follow up. So I'm gonna block this ult for my. Oh, he didn't let me block. He walked away.
Grabbing some supplies.
All right, so we did rotate late. We still picked up 2 kills. It does suck that we had to burn flash for it. But it is what it is. We did manage to juke the hook as well. We got the Greystone ultimate once again, which is good for us. So that means in lane, if he shows up again, we know he has no ultimate. He does have flash now though, because we burned his flash. It has been more than 5 minutes since we burned flash. But if you look and see though, I've been pressuring that tower with minions since or for a good bit. Oh, and then Greystone died. Like my lane opponent died, right? So what I can go do now is I can get this one wave that's coming in right here. It has a cannon as well, so it's going to be a very tanky wave. I can get this wave in, so I'm going to go ahead and try to keep the health up on my minion wave. I don't need it to be super healthy because it is a cannon wave and the tower is pretty weak already. So I'm going to push the wave into the tower ultimate. Or into the tower ultimate. Into the tower. I'm going to dash in so I get Elefrost proc so it dies faster. And then I'm going to right click so I get Elefrost proc so it dies faster. And now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push this wave. I'm going to commit all my abilities. I just want to one-shot the wave, go to the Cyan buff. I'm not really scared about getting ganked. If I do get ganked at this point, I'm very big. I should be able to 1v2 these guys. This guy also went Fire Blossom, right? He has a lot of armor. He doesn't have anything to defend himself from magical damage. So a lot of wasted stats if he chooses to fight me. So I have my item done. Now I have to decide how I want to build for the rest of this game. I probably just want to focus on getting magic resist right now, so I'm probably going to go here for the... probably go Raps, actually. The reason I say magic is because if you look at their team, AP, 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 right? So like, and the 2 people that are going to be doing the most damage to me are probably, of course, going to be the Fae and the Grim, so I want to itemize against them. I don't really care too much about this Greystone. He's really far behind. And if I'm ever getting wailed on by the Greystone, I'm probably not positioning very well to begin with, right? So my wave is pushed up really far, and the Seraph has her whole red side up, and she ignored her blue, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take her blue, because it's going to take a while for her to get back over here. So I'm just going to put it on a timer. He might not be super happy about it, but I mean, he's not going to be back over here anytime soon, right? So, and I can tell because, of course, they want to play for the Fangtooth. She has her whole entire red side up. She is a Seraph, so her wave clear, or her camp clear is a little bit on the slower side. She does not have like a Stormbreaker or anything like that, so not really anything to like speed up her clear. And plus, like I said, of course, you know, she wants to play the Fangtooth. What I want to do here, I didn't set up very well for this Fangtooth because I was too busy doing the blue buff. So I have a big push, about a minion, or 1.5 waves worth of minions that pushed into me. I hit level 11. So level 11 is rank 2 ultimate, big power spike for me. None of them are level 11 on their team, so it's a big advantage for me. I'm going to rotate in. I'm going to hope that my team stays like kind of healthy. It doesn't really look like they want to contest this Fang. But I'm going to walk over. I do look at the top left of my screen. I see that I have a Gideon ultimate. If I engage this fight, I really just hope that my Gideon ult's in. It's kind of all I can really hope for. I'm just going to stay on the back line here. I'm just going to run at the Fae and the Grim. I'm going to ult. I'm just going to stay on the back line. That's all I can really do here. That's 2 dead. I'm looking at the Richter now. Knock up on the Richter. Richter's dead too. I still have right click. I might die here. So I'm just going to try to do as much damage as I can. I'm going to kite around this trap as well. Let's see if my Doc is able to make anything happen. He does flash into his support. And one more shotgun. There it is. Boom. Dead. Am I ready to scrim today? Did we get any? Do we have scrims? I didn't see if we had any. Tanjiro's team of 10? Yeah, for sure, man. I'm down. Well played. Thank you, thank you. But Prophecy for fun, it's getting nerfed and I'm sad. Oh, sorry, Afro Ninja. I didn't see that. No, I feel like a game like this with how rough the game is for my team, I probably need to do like a normal build. Ryuzaki Law, thank you for the follow. How do you join scrims? I do be bored with our ranked. First step, find a team. First step. I'm going to help my Seraph clear this real quick. Irek Relax, thank you for the follow. Nice explanations, definitely learning here. I'm glad that I'm doing something useful for you. So once again, I will let the wave meet all together, use my abilities. I clear very fast. I'm Kwang with the Fist of Razul, so I'm essentially one-shotting waves. Zesty Carrots, thank you for the follow as well. I'm going to try to hurry up, finish the Cyan buff. A little greedy, I want to, like, if you want to win games when you're in a position, like, where you're this strong, and you're an offlaner, you got to try to rotate a lot and try to make an impact in other lanes a lot. Sometimes, if you're not able to do that, you kind of just have to push your lane and draw pressure to your lane. See what you could do. Kwang just dashed in. I might be able to kill him because of that, depending on how he walks. And yeah, catch him here with my tether. Knock him up. I ult. He's going to have a dash soon, most likely, but I have another dash as well, so I'm just going to stay on him. He's dead. Now I'm going to stay on this guy. Tether. I'm going to go for knock up on the Grayson. I'm going to kite back because the Grim does hurt, and I'm walking into their team. Autoing to get my passive off, so that way I can get another dash up. I have to try to juke the hook. I do juke the hook. I have another dash. He's going to try to ult me, so I use right click. I live. His ult didn't do very much. Very nice. I am kind of healthy. I have a pot going too, and their team is a little bit low, so I'm going to go see if I can do anything. My team is cleaning up though, so the only person we got to worry about the Richter. I'm not too worried about the Richter. I'm going to see if I can get some mid push going. One thing I do have to keep in mind though, like I want to push mid, right, and the mid laner is alive. But she went to left lane, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to force this wave under tower. I'm going to back. My mid laner is going to be able to push. I'm going to ping it so he pushes the tower. I'm going to reset and I try to go left and see if I can defend left lane. I don't feel super confident about that. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it in time. I think the tower is going to go down because I'm sure the wave is pretty big. Yeah, it does look like it's really big. But I don't see the Fae pushing the tower, which is good for me. Oh, nope, she is. So she kind of hesitated on pushing the tower, so she might not get it. I am going to be able to like try to run her down here, so I'm going to flash, I'm going to throw out my tether, I'm going to ult as well. I pop my crest for the extra damage. She does ult me. I can't stay on top of her though because I have another dash, so I just stay on top of her, keep getting my passive autos off. I have one more dash, auto dead. Alright, that's good for me. I did have to burn my flash for that, so like kind of unlucky, but it is what it is. I pressed crest in the middle of that when I said that I pressed crest, but it didn't go off. So, but that's actually kind of good for me because I didn't even need it. So now that means I can keep fighting, and I will have my crest, which does make me very strong. So I'm gonna continue to fight. I don't know where the enemy jungler is. I'm assuming he's on his blue side because I just walked all the way through here. I see this guy. I'm just gonna hit him. I'm gonna slow play it though. I do dodge the tether because he thought I was gonna commit, but I chose not to commit. I was just taking a little short poke trade with my right click. So I see that the jungler is looking to try to help mid. I'm gonna put a ward here just in case he tries to come behind me, so that way I can play a little bit more aggressive with a little bit of a safety net. And I do catch him on the ward, which is good for me. So now that means I'm probably just gonna walk away. I do think I could probably 1v2 them, but it's a little bit risky, especially because I won't get help. And yep, I see the phase rotating as well on a different ward. So the Kwang picked up the ward, he sweeped it, so I don't have that safety net anymore. I have to wait 75 seconds for another ward. So smart thing is, as strong as I am, I probably want to play a little bit safer without the information. I do see that there's another Fang up, and my team wants the third Fang. I'm going to ignore this wave because I want to try to get to Fang as quickly as possible. If I lose my tower, it is what it is. I hope that my team actually walks in to try to contest the Fang Tooth. It would have been nice if they contested it when I was, or when like we were in a better spot. But I'm walking in. They're probably going to try to wait for me to engage first. We can catch this Richter. Actually, their team's on it. I think we just catch the Richter. I'm going to go on Grim now too. Caught a double knockup and I ult. Pop my crest. Grim is dead. I'm just going to stay on this Fae. I just wait for her stasis to be gone. She's dead too. We probably lose the Fang though because we looked for the fight, which is pretty unfortunate. But I do kind of want to go to Orb. My Seraph gets that guy's flash. This Kwang, is he paying attention? He is paying attention. We should just go to Orb though. I don't need to use any abilities to clear, so I'm just gonna not do anything. We don't have my jungler. I think my jungler actually is just gonna die to their jungler, which makes things pretty freaking awkward here. I'm not gonna lie. But their jungler still has to reset, so I'm being hopeful that we can maybe try to just get this. We have all of us here. We have to just try to burn it. If we lose it, we lose it. Unlucky, but just gotta go for it. We gotta get something right. We lost the last Fang Tooth. And we got it. Nice. We did not secure any fangs, right? So what that means is we have a reduced prime, because the first fang buff that you get increases any of the jungle buff timers by 50%, and that's inclusive of orb. So we only have it for I don't actually remember what the time is without the buff, but it is shorter,
What did I miss?
which kind of stinks for us. I'm gonna continue stacking MR. I'm gonna look for some tenacity, because I do need some tenacity. They do have a decent bit of CC with Fey Ultimate, plus Kwang Tether, Knockup, plus Richter Hook, plus Richter Ultimate. So I'm going to look to try to catch this wave here and left. I do want to stay grouped with my team because I'm really strong. And it does look like whenever I'm around, we are winning fights, which is really nice. So tenacity is something, is a stat that reduces the duration of CCs based off of a percentage. So this says 20% tenacity, so what that means is 20% reduced crowd control duration. It doesn't work on Richter Ultimate, or like Richter Hook really, but it actually doesn't really work on anything. I guess the main reason I'm getting Unbroken Will is because it'll work on the failed, and it'll also just work on, or it'll give me tankier, provided I ever get comboed by the enemy team by like a Richter or anything like that. So, damn, good snipe. But it works. It works on like things like stuns, roots, things like that. Stuff they don't have a whole lot of. It doesn't work on things like a suppression, like a Richter Ultimate. But the Unbroken Will passive will work on Richter Ultimate and Richter Hook and things like that. So it still will be a useful item for me, and it also still gives me more MR, which I need. MR's magic resist. Their whole team does magical damage outside of the Gray Zone. I'm really hoping that my team stays and pushes this, but that's a good poke on that guy. Oh, that's a hook, so I want to make sure I try to go in so that way my Murdoch isn't in trouble. My team's not grouped up, though, after we just won a big team fight. So it does make it a little awkward for us. I'm going to keep trying to go for poke here. We do need a group, though. He's probably going to go for hook on me, so I juke it. I still want to play up here, though. My Gideon does have ultimate. I look in the top left. I see my Gideon's coming up behind me. I'm kind of hoping that my team will walk forward so that way I can engage. I was a little too slow on playing off of that route. I missed tether, which is kind of unlucky. I gotta dodge the hook again if he goes for it. He is going for hook. I'm just gonna walk in and try to ult so I can space the fight. I'm just gonna stay on the ADC if I can. He's not getting any peel. Now I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna help the rest of my team because the Fae's still in the fight. I did miss my dash, which is a little awkward. I tether her. I can maybe go for knockup here. And now I just gotta try to dip. I'm gonna flash into my ADC. This Graystone's just gonna keep chasing. Should be able to clean this up here. One more right click. I didn't get it off. That's pretty unfortunate. If I would have got that right click off, that would have changed things. It sucks that we got orb and didn't group. It does make the fights very difficult to play, but it is what it is. I probably need some more damage though, so maybe I delay the Unbroken and I just go for a World Breaker. Fire Blossom not valuable anymore. It's okay, but typically it's not a particularly strong item. I think Fire Blossom is stronger on, especially with Flux. It's decent, but I just don't think it's like super great, especially in the off lane when you have things like Elefrost, right? Because Fire Blossom used to give mana, and it doesn't give mana anymore. Elefrost gives not mana, but gives mana regen, which is really good. We need to try to get here and try to contest this Primal Fang. If we get this Primal Fang, it'll be a big turning point in the game for us, so it'll be really good for us. I'm looking at wave states. Left is pushing into the enemy team. Mid is pushing into enemy team. Right is pushing into us. So I do want to try to answer that, but we don't really have vision on this. They are on it. They did get it as well, which is kind of brutal, but well, Gideon got a really big ult, so I'm just going to go in here. I have to try to kite it out here. I'm going to wait on my dash. Nice. had no cooldown, so while I was waiting on my cooldowns, instead of running away, I'm just gonna still hold the space for my team. And then I'm also gonna keep the enemies in locked in space or locked in the space. They either have to walk into me or they're forced to stand at the back of the pit, which is what they ended up doing. So it buys time for me to get my cooldowns, buys time for my teammates to get closer to me, so that way we can continue to play the fight. My team was able to show up. We were able to clean some of those kills. It did look like the Kwang did flash out, but that is nice because that means in the next fight he won't have access to flash, which means he'll be easier to kill. Don't really want to try to chase the kill. I didn't really have any resources to try to chase, but even if I did, I probably wouldn't invest them because we want to do other things like that are going to be more impactful, like pushing up lanes, pushing towers, maybe stealing some jungle. I do see the enemy team is coming towards me, so I want to try to steal this. Don't want to be too greedy though. I got the 4 camp. I'm gonna leave. I don't want to get Victor hooked. I did see his teammates are probably not around him, but if he does choose to hook me, it could be kind of rough for me. Oh, this guy's going really deep. He might be kind of frustrated. Oh shit. Now I gotta be very careful. I might die here, but I'm gonna try to just ult out and see if I can get away. It looks like I might be okay though. Alright, I'm going to back. That sucks that I did have to burn my ultimate, but I did get the Richter ultimate out of it, which is pretty nice. I'm going to back. I'm going to grab Unbroken Will next here. I think I probably should keep going some more magic resist. Now we have to go try to contest this orb. I hope that we're able to contest, but they're just fully committing. I don't really have a way to get into the pit either. Oh my goodness, we got such a nut steal. I think it was my deck that was able to steal. So now I really just want to try to chase here. I'm just going to keep playing this. I am able to cut them off because I'm running in the jungle. They're running up the lane, so I'm going to be able to cut somebody off here. And I'm just going to look for probably a tether here. I'm going to throw a ward first. If I catch anybody, I want to look for like Grim. So I caught the Grim and the Richter. I got to be a little careful though because my team aren't able to follow up, and the Grim DPS is very strong. So we were able to catch the Kwang, which is nice. We still have the orb. Mid is pushing into them because the inhib is down. The left wave is kind of caught behind us, so it's going to be awkward. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if I'm hoping my team plays a little slow, so I can flank behind the tier 2. I do have ultimate. I have all my cooldowns available. I'm just going to threaten behind these guys, so they have to turn and look at me now. I went for tether. They are backing up. They're running at me now too, so I'm just going to walk away. I can't really 1v3 them because the Grim DPS is very strong, but the Grim did make a mistake. I should be able to knock him off and I ult him. Nice. I used my right click while the sword was in the ground, so that way I could break his shield, so that way I was able to get the knockup. So I was able to make sure I could go for the kill. That was a really good Fae ultimate by the Fae, but they're not able to do much. I get the knockup on the Richter. I backstep so I don't get hit by the Richter ultimate. Very nice. This Fae does not have any mana, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, nope. I do see the Kwang. I don't want to die to the Kwang, so I'm going to chill. I'm just going to heal. I wasn't paying attention to respawn timer, so if I chose to engage on the Fae that had no mana, I definitely would have died to the Kwang. So it's a good thing I hesitated. I'm trying to avoid this Kwang's tethers, because he very well could kill me if he tethers me and then right-clicks me and then ults me, so I gotta be a little bit careful. I'm gonna use my orb regen. We did kill 3, and we have waves pushing in from all angles, so we should be able to end the game here. This guy is stuck behind us, the Kwang, so I'm gonna just play this, knock him up. I missed my ultimate because I was too slow on it, but I do have flash, so I'm gonna just kill him anyway. And that's GG. Very nice. That was a pretty nuts decker ball that stole that AOP though. Pretty nuts game. Question is, did I get the Kwang skin yet? Oh, let's go! Level 7 Kwang off that game too. Big.